I wanted to share something that was shared by Ty Sturts at the new special ed teacher training. Ty is a new special ed teacher from Blue Earth, and he shared how he uses Google Forms and an add-on called Fulbaroo. So I have already done some of the work to expedite the process here. So down here at the bottom, you'll see that I have a form called X facts or multiplication facts. These are Susie's multiplication facts, and I'd maybe save this as a bookmark somewhere. And Susie has been going in every Friday throughout the year and completing this form. And I will show you what the form looks like because I'm going to enter it. Now, normally what Susie's job is to enter the date in this box. I'm going to enter the word correct, and you'll find out why in a little bit. And then I'm going to do my best to answer each of these 10 multiplication facts correctly, which is a little challenging when I'm trying to talk at the same time. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and click submit. And with this, when I go back to my form, you'll see up at the top that it says there are 9 responses. I want to view the responses, and now I am in the spreadsheet with all of the responses. Here are the dates that she took the multiplication test. Ignore the timestamp column because that shows that I actually did them all this morning, but that's just because I'm using this for demonstration purposes. And then here is the row that says correct, that are the responses that I just entered now. And up at the top, you can see where it says add-ons. When I click on add-ons, you'll see Fulbaroo. You won't see Fulbaroo if you haven't used it before, so then you need to go down here to get add-ons, and Fulbaroo shows up on my list. Go ahead and just type it in, and it will bring it right up. And here it will say something for you. It'll say something like free or download or something that way. So go ahead and click on that, download that application, and it will automatically enter it in so that when you go to add-ons, Fulbaroo will appear at the top. When I did it, I had to close out of Google and then go back, and Fulbaroo was there. So here's Fulbaroo. Now you can see it says regrade assignment. If you haven't used this in the past, it'll say grade assignment the first time, but I'm going to regrade the assignment because I have actually used this when I was practicing. And then it will replace your existing grades, and that's fine. So go ahead and click yes. And Fulbaroo is really fairly smart. If you have something over here named name, it'll automatically pick this up. But in this case, since it didn't have student or name or anything that way, I'm going to go down here and say identify student. Now, these are all the same students. This is really intended for classroom, and you may want to use this with your whole caseload. You could do this, but in this case, I'm going to use it just with Susie. And then Fulbaroo automatically assigns 1 point to each of the questions. You could go ahead and weigh some of the questions more by adjusting the points, but I'm going to leave them all at 1 point. I'm going to click continue. And then here it's going to ask me where the answer key is. So that's why I use the term correct. That's going to make it easy for me to remember that this is the answer key. Go ahead and select the radio dial associated with the correct responses. And you could enter this first, right after you create the form. You could enter the correct responses, or you can enter it at the end. Go ahead and click continue, or in the middle somewhere. Now, I have had this issue once or twice today, especially when I've been regrading assignments. Go ahead and click reload, and it will still work, and it seems to work just fine. Here you can see that I gave a 10-point quiz. The average response was 3.62. So Susie's still really struggling with this. There were 8 different times that she submitted her responses. And then the low scoring questions are the ones that fall statistically in the low area. And there are 5 of those that are highlighted, which are the ones that she's still really struggling with. If you look through, she's doing real well on her 5s. Guess not 7 times 5. And so these would be the questions, that areas that she's still really struggling with. And the reds mean things depending on the percentages and that kind of thing. I can't remember exactly. But it goes through and automatically scores it. So you can see here on October 31st when she did it, she was at 0%. She hasn't made it, then she really bumped up, but hasn't made a lot of progress since then. So you can see where there's a lot of possibilities of how you can use this, and I hope you find it helpful. And thanks to Ty for sharing this.